When we discuss reintegration and cognitive reintegration, we must consider what makes Crimea appealing. We must show not only Ukrainian society, but also the international community that Crimea is more than just the sea. There is a sea in France, a sea in Italy, and a sea in the United States of America. However, Crimea is a very unique region in the world where you can learn about, participate in, and obtain information not only on the southern coast of Crimea, but also in the steppe of Crimea and the mountain part of Crimea. Every district in Crimea has its own story, and each of its settlements have a story to tell. Improving Ukraine's image on the international stage, the issue of restoring toponyms is a major concern for indigenous people. I'm confident that when Ukraine completes this process, it will be supported by more than 400 people, including indigenous people representatives. And, of course, states concerned with human rights will back Ukraine. In Crimea, the rule of law has been restored. We must constantly emphasize that Ukraine is a legal state that is liberating Crimea rather than seizing it. It is attempting to give all people living in the temporarily occupied areas, particularly Crimea, the right to be free and develop. And the process of restoring toponyms should already be demonstrated. Then there's the issue of preserving the link between Ukraine's indigenous peoples and Crimea. It is critical for us that the ethnogenesis of Ukraine's 3 indigenous peoples occurred on Crimean territory. When we talk about a place name, we talk about its history, myths, and fate. It is extremely important for our country's development. Keeping the indigenous language of Ukraine alive, every name has a significance. This provides an opportunity to preserve and develop the language. We must do more than make declarations to support indigenous people and preserve their languages. This is an example of how we can restore and establish it both legislatively and practically.